Hi, and welcome to Stamp with Ginny. Today I'm going to share with you this lovely card that I created using the translucent floral stamp set and the coordinating dies to go with it. So let me set this aside and I'll show you how I got started. I'm going to start by stamping my sentiment for this project, and I'm going to ink up my happy birthday in the azure afternoon and stamp. I'm going to be cutting out this sentiment with the die, so I want to make sure that I leave plenty of room on the outside. And then I'm going to bring in a piece of basic white cardstock and my floral images, and I'm going to ink this up with the peach pie and stamp. Now I want to leave plenty of room behind and around the image so that I can cut this out with my dies. And then I'm going to stamp two of these large ones like so. There we go. I have my flowers stamped and I can die cut those when I'm ready. And I'm going to bring in this circle image here. This circle was die cut using our Spotlight on Nature dies, and I'm going to be using that same set of dies to do my sentiment. I just love the little edge around the outside of these dies. You have multiples to choose from, and they're just so pretty and add a nice touch. So I'm going to bring in my stem here and ink it up, and I'm going to stamp that 3 times, one for each flower. 1, 2, and let's see, I'm going to bring this one down here for the 3rd one. And then I'm going to add some leaves to that. Just quickly adding them onto the stems, like so. I'm going to add an individual leaf here on this stem. There we go. I think that's plenty. So I've got my sentiment and my image, so I'm ready to die cut. Okay, I've got my pieces die cut now, and as you can see, I've got that coordinating circle, and I've also cut out a larger circle using that Spotlight on Nature die that has this lovely image around the outside, just for contrast. So I am going to adhere my circles one on top of the other, like so. And then I'm going to take this beautiful peach pie in color. You can decide which side you want up, but since this is floral, I'm going to go with the vegetation pattern on the other side, and I'm going to adhere that onto the azure. Now that I've got that on here, I am going to place my flowers onto my layered circle here, and I'm going to place the first ones just straight down. I'm not going to pop those up. And I'm going to use 2 of the flowers here like so, and then I'm going to put this center flower here popped up the way I would like it. So let's adhere these 2 down first. I'm going to add just a little bit of adhesive because I want this to be able to be trimmed once I get ready to add it to my card front. So I want to be just using a little less adhesive than you normally would. There you go. And then I'm going to bring it over to the panel here, and I'm going to set this so that it runs off the card and adhere it down. And I've added adhesive onto the wrong edge, so be careful when you're doing that. So let's see, I think I'm going to bring in my silicone pad quickly. This will protect my area and take that excess adhesive so I don't have to worry about it. So I'm going to lay this about, let's see, I'm going to twist it slightly, about there on my card front and adhere. And then I can flip this over and use my paper snips and trim off this excess. Now you'll want to be careful when you get done with your scissors because you'll have that liquid adhesive or other adhesive on there, so you'll want to make sure you clean them before you use them on ribbon or something that's going to affect. So there you go. I've got that done, and I'm ready to add this layered panel onto my card front. And aren't these bright, cheerful colors that really pop? I think they'll bring a smile to somebody's face. After all, how can you not love this color combination? So there we go. My third flower, I'm going to flip over and add some dimensionals to the back and remove the backing. I've got those backings off, so I am going to adhere this, let's see, right to my card front. I'm going to drop it down a little bit and turn it like so, just to give a little bit of dimension. And then I'm going to bring in my sentiment and add some dimensionals on the back of it. And I'm going to adhere this right down here below that flower. I've got that finished, and I want to add a little bit of baker's twine here, half, and I'm going to make a double bow just quickly and easily with this baker's twine. If I need to start a little bit over to the one side, so I have enough for that loop. There we go. I can adjust that, making my ends a little longer, and of course I can trim those. I'm going to add that right to the bottom using a mini glue dot. Going to attach it to the glue dot, then lift and adhere, and that kind of will cover those stems so that they look nice and uniform with the bottom, like it's been a bundle. I've got that finished, and I'm ready to bring in these beautiful resin dots. These happen to be in color dots, and I need to cover my poking end there so I don't hurt myself. And these come in all 5 in colors. So we have the Pretty in the Pink, the Peach Pie, the Shy Shamrock, the Petunia Pop, and the Summer Splash. And for this project, I'm going to pick up and use the Peach Pie because I want to keep this kind of monochromatic. And so I am going to take one of the large dots and place it right down here, and then a couple of the small dots. I'm going to add another small dot down here, and I think I'm going to scatter a couple of the larger dots randomly around the circle. I think I'm going to take another of the smaller dots here and place it right here close to the large dot. So there you go. For the inside panel, I've got this extra strip from the bottom of my in color paper that I am going to simply take and add a little bit of adhesive, and of course you could use either side, but I'm going to stick with that side that's on the card front just for a little pop of color on that signature panel to draw that pattern to the inside. At this point, I can either adhere it or I can simply place it inside for later when I'm ready to send it. So there you go, a lovely little card using the translucent florals stamp set and dies. I hope you've enjoyed this project, and of course if you'd like any of these products, feel free to stop on my online store. You can get there from my blog, Stamp with Jini. Thanks for joining me.